Hi guys, welcome back. So teams are out for Wales and Scotland. First of all, let's have a look at the Welsh team, and before we go through that team, we have to mention that Wales have sacked their defence coach. Well, more specifically, Pivac has sacked Hayward, and with immediate effect, and there's no one really to replace him. So really this only tells me that something's gone terribly wrong inside the camp. Sure, their defence wasn't performing, but that's not so much the point. You wait to the end of the year, you wait to a natural break until you've got someone to replace him. This is very much saying it is better not to have you in the camp than to have you and disrupt the camp. You know, it's better to have no one than to have you in the camp. So that's really harsh, really damning. Clearly something went wrong, probably with the players as well. If you've got any inside track on that, please comment below. That would be interesting to know. But it puts them on the back foot again. They've lost 5 games in a row, plus that happens, and there's no one to even take over. It's tough already. But this team, it does look stronger. It is, I think, put out to win the game, but there are some youngsters there, some younger players getting experience. Reece Carey, one of them. I thought they might have started Wyn Jones, but they don't. Then Elias and Francis again, so giving Carey some more time starting at loose head. In the second row, Rowlands and Alun Wyn Jones, I think there's no question there particularly. James Davies is out of the squad. James Davies struggled a bit in the last game. Tipperick's one of your most consistent performers, very experienced. Then you can get Lewis Hughes alongside him, the inexperienced youngster, alongside Tipperick and Faletau. It makes a bit more sense. Plus it's a bit of a bigger back row, a bit taller back row. Loads of line-out options, so I think it is a slightly stronger pack with just that one addition of Tipperick, so that's great news really for Wales. Davis and Biggar continue in the half-back roles. Biggar must have recovered from his slight injury, but Sheedy's on the bench. No Patchell, I'm assuming he's not injured. I was saying maybe Patchell should start, because Pivac's been saying sure they need to shore up the defence, even though he sacked the coach, but he really wants to get this attack going. He says it again and again that they really want to play a bit more rugby. Is Biggar the man to do that? Maybe Sheedy is the man to do that. Maybe Patchell is, but you know, Patchell's not getting that chance this game, which is unfortunate for him, but obviously good for Sheedy. In the centres, they're sticking with Watkin and Jonathan Davis. Good for Jonathan Davis to get even more game time. Like I said, I think he's going to get better and better, but I'm going to be watching him closely. I don't know if his knee's 100%. He didn't look quite right. Watkins, I think, is only 24 years old. So, he's been around for a little bit, but he's still a young player. So, again, that's another look to the future, I guess, to see if that is the partnership. I mean, has he got enough ball playing in it, that partnership? I don't know, but I'd like to see Tompkins in there somewhere, but he's not even in the squad, which is pretty tough on him. I think he might have expected to be in and around the squad a bit more than he has been. But it's their best back three. Adams, Liam Williams, Lee Halfpenny. I think that's the best back three they've got at the moment, so that's good news as well. So pretty strong starting 15. On the bench, D, Wyn Jones, Samson Lee. Big Jake Balls on the bench in the second row. Lloyd Williams carrying on at 9. And then Sheedy. Let's see what happens when Sheedy comes on. Can he change the game? He's been playing so well for Bristol. Really looking forward to him to come on. No Tompkins or Zammit on the bench. We've got North, and I'm guessing that's because he covers back three and centres. Maybe that's why he got the nod. Not sure his cap. His caps. I was just looking at his caps. 96 caps. That's, amazing. He's nearly close to 100 caps for George North. That's sneaked up. But yeah, North on the bench. Do I like him covering centre? Not really, to be honest, but I understand, it's a bit of flexibility on the bench. Anyway, let me know what you think of the Welsh team there. On to Scotland. They're taking on Italy. Stuart Hogg retaining the captaincy at 15. But in the backs, on the wings, we've got Van der Merwe and Darcy Graham. They're two most dangerous wings, which is brilliant to see. Kinghorn's a good player. He hasn't quite got the running danger of those two. He's versatile, so him on the bench, I think, makes more sense. Danger guys to start, so that's cool. Harris retains 13. I thought Harris had been playing really well in the Six Nations. Some comments agreeing, some comments actually saying they don't think he's quite up to it, but I was expecting him to stay at 13. Then Lang drops out and Sam Johnson comes straight into 12. Now he's retained full fitness. Now it looks like Lang was really just keeping the shirt warm for him. But yeah, that's fine. Sam Johnson, Harris, probably their strongest pairing there. And then in comes Duncan Weir to the rescue. A little Napoleon Dynamite. His haircut's looking a bit at the moment. He's an interesting looking character, but he can play a good game of rugby. He's got experience. He can boss the game. I don't think he's going to be massively nervous being thrown straight in there. So if he can boss the game and use the danger men around him, that's all he really needs to do, to be honest. Then Price obviously at 9, Sutherland, McAnally's the change in that front row there, in for Brown, Ferguson retaining, Gray and Cummings nailed on the #1 second row partnership, Cummings particularly impressing. Talking of impressing, Jamie Ritchie, amazing player. Maybe I should have had him in the Six Nations team of the tournament. Vice captain as well, just really going from strength to strength. Athletic, hard, gets stuck in, but you know, really good, really quality player, up to 20 caps now. Great find for Scotland, him. Hamish Watson, of course, but at 8, Blade Thompson they're going for. They do need to decide who their out-and-out #1 8 is. They've got Haining on the bench. They've been trying to play Thompson for a while, so let's see. You've got Dupree around as well, so which of those 3 is going to emerge the starting 8? That'll be interesting. Really strong scrummagers on the bench. Keble, not Keeble, I understand. Keble and Nell. I mean, Scotland have really gone from being a little bit weak in the scrum to incredibly strong and depth. It's amazing what a few South Africans can do as well. But anyway, Sam Skinner's there for versatility. I mean, that South African comment's the same for most teams around the world. South Africa provides so many great players for almost every team. Very impressive from them. Then Hidalgo Klein looks like he's pushed out Horn. That's a bit harsh, but you know, he's been playing well for Exeter. Then Lang drops to the bench and Kinghorn, 2 very versatile players on the bench. So a very strong team. I would expect it to be too strong for Italy. Particularly looking forward to see how Weir goes at 10. I've put a lot of faith in him. Let's see if he performs. And the danger men on the wings, can they use them properly? Anyway, let me know what you think of that team. And until next time, I will catch you then.